Okay, so I lost all of the audio for this during recording. I think it was an OBS. It seemed to be recording audio at the beginning, but when I've come to check the video file, all the sound is gone. So I'm going to do, I think, my first ever sort of type edit and just put it out as like a short summary. Okay, so what we're going to do in this mission, I think we were just explaining, is we need to find the generator, how to use generators magazine. We were going to check a couple of the little sheds and things around in Echo Creek that we couldn't get into before by disassembling them and just breaking in with the axe. And if we don't find the how to use generators, we're going to continue trying to push on into the sort of Ekron direction. So in this, we discovered that it probably wasn't really Ekron that we've been pushing towards, but we'll get to that. So here we go. We're going to drive to the nearest shed and try to just dismantle the side of this. So these sheds have these kind of plank-like walls, really rough, and that indicates that you can disassemble them. I didn't remember this myself. I actually I can't remember if it was like an Isle of Potato or Mr. Atomic Duck. I've been trying not to watch too many videos of this. And I'm kind of lagging behind a lot of the other creators because I don't want to have things spoiled. But a lot of these people are now so far ahead of me. But I've got quite far into the game now, so where the first kind of 5 or 6 episodes that people have put out, it's not spoiling anything. At this point, I've already pretty much checked. I've been everywhere in Echo Creek, and so I'm pretty comfortable watching some of the other videos now. I'm not getting spoiled. But yeah, I did know this before, but I had forgotten that you can just disassemble the sides of some walls. Okay. We didn't really find, we didn't find the how to use generators in this shed. We picked up a few bits and pieces. The other thing I was looking for was a face mask, because I don't know if face masks in this they can help with the bad smell moodle. It was getting pretty bad yesterday. Fighting them, like we were piling up the bodies, and we were getting to, I think it was like overwhelming stench moodle or something. So I'm pretty sure I remember we picked up like some kind of face mask. It was like, I think for like DIY, like a dust filter mask. But I could not find it in the. I've been storing stuff in the kitchen. I couldn't find it there. I couldn't find it in the garage as well. The mechanics, little mechanics bit that's part of the petrol station. I'll tell you where I didn't. I've just remembered I didn't check. I dumped a few things on the floor in the kind of like the diner. So maybe I can check there. But anyway, I didn't find it. But I loaded up what I've got, and I just did a bit of reorganizing the car, and then we're heading off to the other big shed. Okay, yeah, here we are arriving at that shed. I was fairly sure. You couldn't get through these kind of walls, and when I got here, yeah, so we got like brick walls at the bottom. You can't disassemble these, so we're going to have to bash my way through the door with the axe, which I did remember to bring. Here we go. So spoilers, didn't find the how to use Generators magazine here either. So I think there's pretty much, there may be like a couple of sheds that I didn't get into in Echo Creek, but I think this is pretty much like I've searched pretty much everywhere in Echo Creek now. No Generators magazine. So yeah, at this point I decided that we're just going to. There was fishing stuff in here though. Interesting. I'm going to try and push into that industrial area towards Ekron. So I'm just going to cut to there. So on the way there, I spotted these sheep. I think I had looked at this, but maybe it was like dark on the way back. I had definitely hadn't. I'm pretty sure I don't remember sort of seeing the sheep there. So anyway, like make a note of that. Didn't really do anything here, and then we head back on again. Okay, yeah, here we are approaching Death Alley again. Okay, and the fatigued Moodle pops up. I don't think I noticed it straight away, but yeah, it's there. I definitely noticed it fairly quickly. We've still got like loads, this sort of steady trickle of zombies still getting kind of pulled in. And yeah, so once I realise I'm fatigued, I make a decision to sort of head back to the car. Yeah. There may have been, I think we lost all the stragglers on the walk back and managed to get a um, pretty good rest here. It took quite a while for the fatigued Moodle to disappear, and I was like arguing about, whether or not sitting in cars reduces fatigue that quickly, or whether sitting on the ground does it. But like, to see me looking for like stragglers turning up and none do. So on the way back, picked up, found some of the stragglers who'd been following before. They'd got lost in the woods, so picked those off. And I think at this point I was like thinking, right, do I really want to go round to the main entrance? Would it be better to just sort of like climb over the fence and try to sneak up into that nearest building to see what it is? Um, and yeah, in the end, I decided that's what I'm going to do. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Crouched. So unfortunately, I did. I picked up a couple. They spotted me, so I had to find my way through this. And here come a bunch more. Um, yeah, it is. Every time I've come here, like I thought, this is so close. I got caught on this uh, this girder. I thought that was the end of it. Like I was trying to run away. I was crouched, so I wasn't getting away from them very quickly. I tried to run, hit the girder, and it could have all been over there. So here, Spot is we're fatigued again. Hanging around a little bit, and I think sat on the floor, and the fatigue moodle went away pretty quickly, so we're back to sneaking. And it's getting pretty thin on the ground for zombies. My tactic here is to kind of sneak up, stay near the edges, pushing them over and stomping on them. My kind of thinking that makes less sound. Okay, having a bit of a look around. It's looking quite good. Have a little bit of a sneak in. I'm sort of deciding whether, if any of these ones move, there's like 2 or 3 I can see. I go, okay, then I'm moving. I'm gonna head on in. Door's locked, of course it is. And all the zombies we've killed, we have been checking them, but I think, what did we get there? We got sneaking. Excellent. Yeah, have been checking the bodies as much as we can. Didn't find any keys. I think we must have killed like it's in the hundreds. We've killed it now, like at least 100. I don't know. I would think so, somewhere between 100 and 200. I haven't been checking my stats. Anyway, this does not look promising. We've got a little kitchen and a tight little office. Like, so most of it is like completely empty space. I was really hoping for, quite a lot of storage, bookcases. I mean, this is looks like an office, but there's like no bookcases at all. Yeah, there's nothing in any of the cupboards of any use whatsoever. We found some glue. It's just really, really basic stuff. We didn't even find any cigarettes in the one desk. Whoever's office this is absolutely huge. You could hold like a small event in here. Oh, somebody did hear us. I don't know if I really looked that hard about who was following us when we went up the stairs, but I think I looked around as well because we had to smash the window because of course the door was locked and the window was like we couldn't lift it, so we had to smash it. So of course, we've attracted a zombie. You can imagine like if when with all of the zombies there, if we tried to successfully snuck in and then we smashed the window, how many zombies would have come up those stairs after us? We probably would have been like jumping out of a window at that point. So, and this is the last room, and of course it's just a bathroom, making this like absolutely pointless. We got like nothing of any. We've got like a can of food and some glue, and that's it. This is no good whatsoever. Definitely not what I was hoping for. Thought, oh, hang on a minute. There is at least one thing we could make use of. Let's bring one of these chairs down. Something to rest on while we potentially clear all the rest of this, whatever this area is. So we picked up the tired Moodle, and it's only 6 o'clock in the evening. This is pretty bad. There's me trying to put down the chair with a zombie coming after me, and I've realised we've got the tired Moodle. This is like not a good thing to be trying to do. And yeah, I was thinking, oh, tired. It makes sense. We've been like fighting zombies like all the way in here. We didn't really fight that many here, I don't think. Not anywhere close to what we did on the previous couple of days. So I thought we got a good night's sleep. I don't know what we've done to kind of get like drowsy at 6 o'clock in the evening. But at this point, I'm thinking there's nothing to do about it. We're just going to have to sort of sneak back to the car. I was thinking like maybe at this time of day we could like, there were a couple of paths off the side of this main road between here, and there was the big pile of logs back on the main road. We could at this time of day maybe sort of like have a look up there, see if there are any little cabins or something. We'd get like a bit of a nap in, and you know, that would be okay because it'd be something that would act as a bit of a forward operating base. And then as I was thinking that, I thought, hang on a minute, I think there's a bug in the current thing, which means like cans of soft drinks like eliminate fatigue. I think it's something that's definitely going to patch out, and I feel ashamed for doing it because I think it is a bug. But God, I just really wanted to check out a guy with another little backpack. We are not getting big backpacks either. But yeah, I think I was just frustrated that we'd like done all this fighting and all we'd found is that little cruddy little office. And I'm going to have to go all the way back. I didn't really want to kind of fight my way up into, to try and find somewhere a bit closer. So I caved in and I drank the cola. Okay, I'm going to put some stuff away and I head back in. In fact, decide to take the car in. I'm kind of thinking there's less bodies as well in the compound. It looked pretty clear. So I'll drive the car in, reverse it in for an easy escape. And as I'm reversing in, I spot, okay, there's a few more zombies around than I thought, but this is my plan. And then I see, a bunch of zombies, more than I thought, coming at me. Yeah, and there they are. That's what I saw. Oh my God, I need to back up. Oh, and I'm going to get pushed away from my car. I'm definitely going to have to fight my way back in to get to the car. I think I turned the engine off as well. I should definitely not do that, but when I was up here before, the engine noise was drawing so many zombies. I think this was a bad idea. I'll get the car a bit nearer, away from the sort of stench of the zombies. I've killed so many of them. I must have got most of the zombies by now. Anyway, here's some feta cheese. Oh, and that's why you don't do it. decided to do a bit of sneaking in on here. So only a few, so I'm like sneaking near to the wall. Apparently, like being near walls, they've made that definitely a lower, sort of like much sneakier. That's what I'm trying to say. Trying not to draw any attention. It's also getting late. It's now like 20 to 10, so we've got like less than an hour and a half of light. That kind of thing. We're definitely not going to be able to make it in the building, but look at the size of this building. I had no idea, and I'm not seeing any doors on the back of it. Okay, I'm spotting up here. What looked like it might be a door, but they're not high enough. So they look more like internal doors. Can't see any doors up here at all. Yeah, they're definitely not doors. So looking. Okay, that's the end. Oh, that's interesting. So that looked like some sort of assault course, which now makes me think that this isn't a warehouse at all. It's probably the gun range. It's in the right position for the map we saw when we first loaded into the game. That there was a gun range up here somewhere, and this is probably it, which is bad news. It's also we're coming up to 11 o'clock, which means the light's going, and we're gonna have to head home. We don't have the time to check for sort of houses or huts or whatever. We can't do it in the dark. It's no idea. We could, but it's a very bad idea. Anyway, so yeah, this is bad news. If it's not a warehouse and it's a gun range, the type of loot that will spawn there will be gun-related stuff. And I'm going on the idea that literature now appears to be spawning in context with like appropriate places, and so this is true for like the agriculture and animal husbandry is in the farm buildings, and mechanics stuff is in mechanics buildings. But it's not clear where a generator magazine would spawn. But I was going on the basis that warehouses, most likely, but that's not a warehouse, so we've now got to rethink what we're going to do. On the way back here, I noticed that the battery indicator in the car had gone red, and the condition on the battery on here is getting pretty bad. We need to find a better battery. This is a standard vehicle, and the other two vehicles we've got here are heavy duty, so we can't use the batteries from them, and it's really not a good idea to be heading out in this car with one failing battery, so we're going to have to find a battery from somewhere before we go as far as we've been going. Yeah. So yeah, we didn't get very much out of that. Do a bit of unloading, reorganizing. So yeah, so the possibilities are we could try and power level electrics. If we get electronics to level 3, we can figure out how to do. We can figure out how to connect generators, but it's gonna be hard. Like this. Now we've got the book 1 for electronics, but we haven't got book 2. So leveling 3 levels of electronics with the amount of electronic stuff in Echo Creek, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we can do it. So then our only other option is to try and make it to another town. Obviously, Ekron is probably the nearest. I think maybe like Rosewood, the other direction. We'd have to sort of cut across onto some main roads to try and head to Rosewood. So I think Ekron's maybe the best bet, but you know, the amount of zombies that we found just in around the gun range, you know, we probably have to do all of that again to get into Ekron. And there's no guarantee that there's, you know, warehouses or libraries or schools or wherever, somewhere we can find general purpose literature. You know, if we want maybe like a post office, library, school, those are the traditional places to find literature. But, you know, warehouses as well on the list. Yeah, so it's a problem. I'm gonna have a think about it and hopefully come to a decision. I think because we've only got we're 2 weeks in. The electricity is going to go out before the end of the month, so, and it could go out tomorrow or tonight. Maybe not the end of the world. You know, the food in the fridge and the freezer will go off. We haven't got enough food in this town anyway, especially if all of this goes off, all the fridge goes off. We'll have to check out another town anyway. So I think maybe that is the smart move. We try and push into Ekron. We're going to need more weapons though.